welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about the Azure Storage Account. So let's get started. Yeah, so now you can see here we have a storage account. So, so we are going to see that first overview and then we'll come to those parts also. So an Azure storage account contains all of your Azure data objects, blob, files, queues, and tables. So it is saying that Azure is going to provide you the four type of storage. It is going to provide you that. What are the four type of storage service? First one is blob, files, queues, and tables. And then the storage account provides a unique namespace for your Azure data, storage data that accessible from anywhere in the world over HTTP or HTTPS. One most important thing also, it is going to provide you the unique namespace, which is globally it will be unique and it will be applicable for your storage data, which you can access it from anywhere in the world through the HTTP or HTTPS. And last point, it is saying that data in your storage account is durable for highly available, secure, and massively scalable. The means of that, it is going to provide you that storage account for the more durability, high availability, more security, and massively scalability options also, which is better than compared to the on-premises storage. Now, if we talk about the storage account types, so let's see, as we have seen that we have a four type of storage accounts. What are the four types of storage accounts? Let's see, you can see in my screen. First type of storage account is called as a standard general purpose V2, which is going to support storage services in that like a blob storage, queue storage, table storage, and Azure file storage. If we talk about the redundancy option, so it is going to support that LRS, GRS, ZRS, RSZ, GZRS. So what are these redundancies? So first of all, we will understand that what is redundancy. So redundancy means if you have a more than one copy of a storage account or one copy of connections or one copy of devices, one copy of storage account, that is called as a redundant. So if we see that local redundant storage, the meaning of that in the locally Azure is going to provide the three copy of storage account of your the whatever the storage account you have created. Next option is geo redundant storage. So in this scenario, it is going to provide the three copy of the storage account in the same place where you have created the storage account, and one copy of storage account it is going to create in the some different geographical location. And in that, if they are going to provide the read access also, so that is become as a read access geo redundant storage. In that, it is going to provide the service read access service to your secondary storage account, which is created in the different geographical location. Finally, we have one more redundancy option, zone redundant storage. So zone redundant storage means it is going to create the three copy in one zone and three copy in another zones. Means total it is going to provide the six copy of the storage accounts, whatever we have created, that will be in the geographically different zones. It will be available. It is a little expensive and it is a kind of premium kind of redundancy options it is. So which can be provide you the high availability and zero tolerance kind of services. In that, we are going to provide the read access geo redundant, where you can get the read access permission also for the secondary storage account. It is little bit expensive also. Now we are coming to that uses of that. The uses of that, if we talk about, so we have a standard storage account type for blob files, share, queue, and tables. So it is recommended for most scenarios using Azure storage. Yes, as it is saying that these four type of storage account is recommended for anywhere. Generally, we are going to create these four kind of stories only most of the scenarios. And it is telling that also if you want to support a network file system in Azure Files, use a premium file share account type. So it is telling that if you wanted to get the network file system kind of storage or premium share account, so we have another type of accounts in below, you can see. Now coming to that second option. So second option, we have a premium blob free. So it is kind of blob storage only. So first of all, we need to understand what is blob, what is page blob. So before that, we need to understand what is blob. Blob stands for the binary large object storage type. Binary large object storage, it is kind of general purpose storage, which generally we are using it. But if we talk about the blob storage, so blob storage is categorized into three types: blob, page blob, and append blob. I'm not going to in more detail in that. I will share the storage link in my description box, so you can go to that and you can read it more. So now we are going to discuss about the premium blob fees. So in this, it is going to support the storage type is a blob storage, and it is going to provide the redundancy of the LRS and ZRS. It's generally useful for the premium storage account type for the blob, append blob, and recommended for the scenarios with the high transaction rates or use smaller objects or require consistently low storage latency perspective. And next account type is a premium file share account. In the premium file share account, it supports the Azure file shares. It is kind of repository, we can say the file servers kind of storage account it is going to, which is going to provide you the full repository kind of access from your on-premises data center to Azure storage account. We can save and share the data. If we talk about the redundancy option, in this we have a LRS and ZRS. And if we talk about the uses, so generally it will be useful for the premium storage account type for the file shares and only recommended for the enterprise or high performance scale applications. And it is also going to support that the storage account type like server message block, like SMB or NFS, network file shares. And last option, we have last type of account. You will see these accounts in the practically also, where we can get it, these kind of accounts to create. So last option is a premium page blob account. So premium page blob account, it is going to support the page blobs. And if we talk about the redundancy option, so it is going to support the LRS and ZRS. If we talk about the users, so scenarios, so in the user scenario, it is saying that premium storage account type for the page blob only. So it is going to support to the page blobs only. Let's understand these four type of services, storage services, which we are going to get it in the general purpose V2 account. Thus, we have seen that it was saying that in the general purpose V2 account, We are getting the Azure Blob Storage, File Storage, Queue Storage, and Table Storage. So now we will see that what are these storage account and what is the benefit of that. So first of all is Azure Blob Storage. So Blob Storage service function will be storage service for the very large object. Yes, the name itself it is saying that binary large object storage kind of, and it is a unstructured storage. Unstructured storage means any kind of files we can save it in this. As for example, video files, bitmap files, Word files, document files, Excel files, etc. Second one is a Azure File Storage. File shares that you can access and manage like a file server. It is also another kind of blob storage only we can say, but generally it is going to use it for the file repository perspective, kind of repository or kind of file servers. So blob storage and file storage, these two kind of storage is called as a unstructured storage. Unstructured means any kind of data we can store it in this. Next option we have a queue storage. So queue storage are data stores for a queuing or reliable delivery message between the applications. So queue storage is something like a, that it is showing the queue. So it is going to store your messages. Messages means generally we are going to see these messages whenever we are going to that any bank or any shopping malls. We are going to purchase something, and after purchasing, whenever we are swiping the card, we are getting that one message. Thank you for buying. Visit again. Those kind of things. So these kind of messages, how it is going to come? It is coming through the applications, and it is going to store in the queue kind of storage. And next and last storage type is Azure Table Storage. So Azure Table Storage means the name itself, it is going to tell you the table, means where it is going to keep your name or data in the table form. So like you can say that database storage, SQL database storage, unstructured data independent of any schema kind of conditions, it is going to storage. So now let's see these things in practical way. So I'm going to start now. Now I'm into my Azure portal. If I wanted to create the Azure storage account, so either I can search it from here, storage. You can see that it is showing that on top of this. Next option will be in front of here. You can see that, or else you can go to this side, and here also you can see the storage account. Any of the way you can use it. Now you can see I have some of the storage account is created already. So now I'm going to create the new storage account. Let's see. So I am going to create. In this create, first option is subscription. You can see that is a free trial subscription. Next option, it is asking the resource group. It is asking me, this is what the resource group is created. And so this much of resource group I have already created. If I want, I can create it any of them, or else I can select any of them. So just for example, I am going to create that one RG storage storage 2, RG storage 2. Now next, I'm going to give the storage name. But before going to name, one thing I would say that guys, whenever you are going to create the any storage account name, so make sure your name should be in the minimum 3 character and maximum 24 character, as you can see here, 24 character. And all these characters should be in the lowercase letter. So I'm going to type it here in the M capital, it won't create. So I need to create the my storage 006. I have given some number. So number should be there because sometimes number is required. Without then without number it will not create because the like same kind of storage account can be created by the others also. That's why it is providing you the unique namespace. Next option is reason. The reason, as you can see here, if I'm going to reason, design the recommended reasons. So these are the reasons which is recommended by Azure. So these are the reasons, any reasons you can select it where you can get this storage account. There is some other reasons also. So might will be some reasons will be in the testing phase or some reasons will be going to abscond or some reasons will be in the testing phase, something like that. So we can just see that any of the reasons. So by default, it is selected the Central India. So let it be coming. Now coming to that next option is the performance. So in the performance type, you can see there is a two type of performance it is mentioned. First one is a standard one. Second one is a premium one. So what is the standard one and what is premium one? So first, let's understand. As I told, we have a four type of storage account. In that, first one is a general purpose V2 account and premium kind of storage account. In the premium storage account, as we have seen in the last page. So blob, file share, page blob, something like that. So, but this time I'm going to create it the general purpose V2 account only, which is the normal account where we are getting the all four type of storage account blob, file share, queue, and table storage kind of. Next one is redundancy. So as you can see the redundancy option also we have seen that local redundant, geo redundant, zone redundant, geo zone redundant also. So any of them I can select it. So I'm going to select it the geo redundant storage and then we'll see that what happens in that if I have created the geo redundant. Also, Azure is going to provide you the read access as we have seen in that. So if you wanted to read access services in that, the another copy of that, we can just enable it or we can disable it also. So I have enabled now. Now going to that next option is advanced option. In the advanced options, you can see requires secure transfer for REST API operations. If I'm going to here, you can see that what it is saying that the secure transfer options enhances the security of the storage account by allowing the REST API operation on the storage account using the HTTP. Means it is telling that it is going to use the REST API for your storage account to using the HTTP or HTTPS services. So through the HTTP, you can access your storage account anywhere from India or anywhere from world. Second option is allow enabling anonymous access on the individual container. In case in this, if I am going to here, it is saying that blob containers by default do not permit anonymous access to their content. This setting allows authorized users to selectively enable anonymous access on the specific container. You can use Azure policy on to audit this setting or prevent this setting from being enabled. So the meaning of that, it is telling that if you are going to allow the anonymous access for the container based means for the blob storage account, that can be a security breach also, or else it can be risky for the user. So it should not be enabled the anonymous access by default. But this time you can do it. You can enable it, nothing will happen because it is in the testing phase. But in the production environment, it is not recommended. Second option and next option is enable storage account key access. In this scenario, what happens if I am going to enable the storage account key? So what it is saying when the storage account key access is disabled, right? So in that, any request to the account that are authorized with shared key, included shared access signature will be denied. So, and client applications that currently access the storage account using shared key will no longer work. So if we are going to disable the shared access key options, in that scenario, it is telling that any kind of keys is not going to work on it. Next option, it is asking that default the Microsoft Enter authorization in the Azure portal. If you wanted to authorize your storage account through the Azure Active Directory, then you can enable it here, or else we can move it. We will see this one also in the later sessions. Next option is the TLS version. So TLS means like it is a transport layer of security, which is going to provide us, and based on the versions also. So they are going to give the version 1.0, like version 1.1, version 1.2 is the latest one, or so we can select it, this one only. Next option, it is asking that permitted scope for the copy operations preview. If you want to the access copy of this storage account, access for the like Microsoft Entra tenant or cross tenant in that scenarios, so we can just select these options from any storage account. You can provide the copy operations from any storage account in the same Microsoft Entra tenant. You can select it, or you can select it the last option. So I'm going to select it the first option only. And if I'm coming to the next one, this one is a hierarchical namespace. Here you can see it is a hierarchical kind of data storage type. It is going to tell you that because where it is going to provide you the exabyte of services, exabyte of services, uh, of storage account capacity. So generally, this kind of hierarchical namespace kind of storage is going to use it in the like big data or Hadoop or higher workload where we are going to use the more storage kind of scenarios. In that, if you are going to enable this, it is going to automatically enable the secure file transfer protocol. Also, if you are going to use the hierarchical namespace. So it is not required for us. So as of now, we are going to disable. Now coming to that blob storage. Next option is allow cross-tenant replications. If I want this storage account should be replicated to the different tenant also. In that scenario, I can enable this cross-tenant applications. Apart from that, we have access tier here. So access tier options, we can see we have a hot tier and cold tier. So hot tier, what it says, optimize for frequently accessed data and everyday user scenarios. And cool tier says, optimize for infrequently accessed data and backup scenarios. That means if you are using the hot tier, if you are going to use the some data which is the day by day activities you are using, or if you are using that frequently you are using the data means like everyday perspective in that scenarios, you can use the hot. And the backup scenarios, or if we are using the some data in the once in a while or once in a month or once in a year somewhere, in that scenario we can use the cool tier. Next option is Azure file share. So now you can see large file share is grayed out, so we are going to skip this. Now coming to that networking. If we talk about the network connectivity in this storage account, so we have a three type of network connectivity it is going to provide you. First option is enable public access for all network. If we wanted to access this storage account from any network, in that scenario, we can use it the first option. Or else it is going to provide you another options, enable public access for selected virtual network and IP addresses. So in that scenario, if I'm going to select it, you can see, if I'm going to select it again, it is going to provide you the options to create the virtual network or select the virtual network in which virtual network you wanted to provide the access of that storage account. So like this we can select it, or else we can select the third option also. In the third option, it is going to provide that access in the private way, not in the public access. Means public access it is going to restrict it in this. And also it can provide the private endpoint to get this storage account access. So as of now, I don't want these options, so I'm going to select the first options only. And apart from that, we have another options. We are going to provide the network routing. Network routing is something is going to allow your network traffic, how your network traffic is going to move. Microsoft network routing. So network routing is going to provide the two options. First one is Microsoft network routing. Second option is internet or public network routing. If we talk about the Microsoft network routing, it is a more secure thing and it is an encrypted routing. But here the differences will be there. It is little chargeable. If we talk about the internet routing, it is a less secure compared to the Microsoft network routing and it is a free of cost. So it is less secure because it is not going to provide you the special kind of encryptions, end-to-end encryptions. But compared to the Microsoft network routing, public network routing will be little bit faster just because of the more security, less security. Now coming to the next option, data protection. So data protection options, it is going to provide you the some kind of data protection from the soft delete scenarios. Soft delete scenarios is something like, just for example, any new users came in your company or in your environment, and by mistakenly he has deleted the any kind of storage, like just for your Blob storage account, or he has deleted your container, or he has deleted your file share, something like that. In that scenario, what will happen? So in that scenario, it is going to provide you the retention policies. Retain that deleted items. Whatever the items is deleted, if it is deleted the blob, container, or file shares, it is going to retain that within a 7 days by default time period. But still, it is going to provide you the options. You can choose the days option according to your requirement or according to your uh, priority from day 1 to 365 days. Now you can see here, if I'm going to provide the one day, it will become, or else it can go till 365 days. But I'm going to make it as a 7 days only. Now coming to the tracking options. In the tracking, we have two things. One is the enable versioning for blob and enable blob change field. So what are these? The first option is enable versioning for blob. It is something like, if we are going to update our document or data, whatever the data is created in so long back, and now we are going to do some changes and updating that data. So in that scenario, we can create that data into the as a version. So for that purpose, it is going to provide the enable the blob versioning options. Second option, it is going to provide the enable blob change field. If I'm going to select this option, you can see that it is going to provide us option to delete change feed, log after in particular days, or else we can keep that all logs. So it is going to provide the log options also. If you want, you can keep it, you can delete it. And next option is access control. Access control, in that, if I'm going to enable that, it is going to provide the enable version label immutability support. So based on that, it is going to, just for example, you are going to create that anything storage account and someone wants to delete it, that it is going to restrict that deletion of that. The next option is coming, that encryptions. So if you talk about the encryptions, as you know that Azure or any cloud platform is going to provide you that more security than more compared to your on-premises infrastructure. So it is going to provide the another type of encryption type like Microsoft managed keys or customer managed keys type. So generally by default, I'm going to select this one. If you have a customer managed keys or if you have created any managed keys, so you can just select the customer managed keys. Second option, based on that, whatever the keys you are going to select it is going to ask you to use this storage account with that keys. So if you want, you can manage this blob and files only, or else you can manage this all four type of storage account. And apart from that, we have another type of infrastructure encryption. If you wanted to encrypt entire storage account or all type of storage types, then you can select this one option. Apart from that, if we are going to the tag option, now you can see here we have a tag option also, which we can create it and we can just separate it this. As for example, this storage account, I'm going to create it for the HRT. I can just give the name of here, name, and here we can give the value of that HR value because this is what like that. And here we can select the resources. What are the resources we wanted to tag it with this account with HR value name. So this is how we can create it. But as of now, I don't want it to create. You can just go to the review and create. Now you can see whatever the options we have selected based on these options, it has reviewed. It is going to tell you that all those informations. If you wanted to do any changes, this time only we can do the changes. But once we have initiated, the changes is not possible. Few changes can be done, few changes cannot be. So now we are going to create it. Yes, now you can see here it has been deployed successfully. So we have two options. First, we can go to resource from here, or else we can go to resource to the storage account also. So let's see here. From here, I'm going to see. Now you can see this is your my storage 3007, which we have created. It is going to tell you that all the information related to your storage account. It is going to also show you that all type of storage, file share, queue, table, and blob storage services. In that parallel left side also you can see that container, file shares, queue, and tables, all four type of storage it is showing that. Apart from that, we have a lot of things to learn in this, so which we will go and see in the network next session. If I will create the videos in that next section, we will cover the other parts as well. But I'm going to create that next sessions number the part wise, guys. So please don't get confused and go through that all the parts if you want to learn the better knowledge about that storage account. So that's it for today here, and thank you guys. Thanks for joining. We'll connect again. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friend. Thank you.